get it on. Alright guys, so here we are. We are playing New Frontiers. This is another Tom Lehman game. It is a Race for the Galaxy board game. So if you're familiar with Race for the Galaxy or Roll for the Galaxy, this will be very intuitive. You're going to catch on very quickly. If you're not, just stay tuned because I guarantee I can teach you this game no time flat. Alright, so up here we have our goods. These will be placed onto planets once we actually settle them. Here, so we're just going to go in tiers. Down here are technologies that we're going to be able to eventually place into our empire. These are our player boards here, okay? These are the actions we're going to be selecting. These are colonists that we're going to be able to acquire as the game progresses. The turn order track. Victory points that basically, depending on the number of players, that's how many victory points you're going to put in there, and it is an end game trigger. And then I've just got extra victory points and credits that are up here that we'll be able to acquire as well. Here's what our player board kind of looks like, and each player has a different player board. We do start with one planet already in our empire, and if you notice here, this is Earth's Lost Colony. This is right here how many victory points this planet is worth. This is what it would technically cost if you had to either settle it or conquer it. This is right here, basically the iconography of what is described below it. So what this is saying here, consume one good for one victory point. This is just kind of showing you in the picture-wise what this is saying down here below. Same exact thing though, okay? If we go over here, we see that we have sentient robots. Once again, this is how many victory points it's worth. This is what it would take to conquer. This is the iconography of what it says below, and in this case it says settle. $1, negative $1 cost, or +1 military. That'll make sense as the game goes on. And speaking of that, why don't we just get this game going, okay? Now before I do that, there are several different ways that this game is going to trigger and end. One of the ways is just any time that there are less than 5 colonists on this board. The other way is if we run out of victory points in this bowl. Another way is if see these blue areas on your board here? These will be occupied by these technology upgrades to make you more powerful, make your empire more powerful. If at any time you have to cover up one of these spaces. So if you look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once we hit the 11th spot, that's an in-game trigger as well. And last but not least, we're going to have planets that we're going to settle. And once we go past this little marker right here, that's an in-game trigger as well. So there's a lot of different ways that this game could end. But we're just now beginning, so let's get going. Alright, so this is player 1. Player 1 will be the yellow pawn. This will be player 2. Player 2 will be the blue. Alright, and if you notice in a 2-player game, you will take 2 actions. If you're playing with 3 or 4 players, each of you would just have one of those, and then you would take the other one and just place it on your player board like this so that you could show what color you are. But in a 2-player game, it's pretty easy to track. Alright. So, in this case, what we do is these actually slide back just a tiny bit because what you do is you slide them forward as you're taking your actions. So, we're going to slide this forward, and we are now in the action selection phase of the game. Actually, this is kind of the whole game in a whole. So, what we have up here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of actions that you can take. We'll go through these just real fast. This one here is real simple. This one is just going to give you 2 money if you decide to select this action. And on your turn, you're going to select one of these. And in a 2-player game, you're going to select 2 of these per round. So this one here would just give you 2 money. This one here is a develop action. So if you notice, see that little triangle, not triangle, but that diamond that's right there? What that's referring to is these right here, these technology upgrades. And what it's saying is that you may build one. So in this case, you could purchase one. This is the purchase cost that's right here. So this would cost you 4 money to be able to purchase this tile right here. The victory points that it gives you is right here in this corner, and then of course we already went over the kind of the dichotomy of these, is that this is going to be the iconography of what it says. It's stated down here in English below. So but we'll go over, we'll get quite a few of these, so we'll kind of go over them briefly. But here's the thing, whoever selects this also gets a bonus. So let's say if the first player did select this, they would get a -1 cost to whatever they wanted to select up there. It's a great bonus, and it does stack with other planets and stuff that you're going to be able to get. There are planets and stuff that are in here, but we'll go over that in just a minute. And that's, well, right here. The next one we have is Explore. And if you notice here, it says draw 7 planets from the bag, and then you pick a planet. However, the person who selects this action gets a bonus. They get to select a second planet as well. And then all the unpicked ones just go right back into the bag. The settle action says that whoever selects this is going to get a bonus, that they're going to get an extra colonist that they would just put on their player board. And then everybody else is going to either get 2 colonists, including the person that selected this action, or they're going to be able to settle one of their planets. Then you will check to see if there are less than 5 colonists on the player board. If there are, that's an endgame trigger. Produce. You're going to put goods on your planets. For a bonus, you're going to be able to put a good on a windfall planet. Plus, you're going to take all the money from this tile. This will make sense because at the end of each round, if this action is not selected, $1 will go on this tile. And whoever then selects it's going to get all that money, plus they're going to be able to put on windfall planets, and then you have normal planets. These planets most likely are going to come into effects. There's 2 different types of planets. There's a regular, well actually there's planets that produce no goods, like this one. Then there's planets that do produce goods, like this one. But if it's got like a halo around this too, then it's a windfall planet. And they're more difficult to produce goods on. But we'll explain that when that time comes. Trade and consume. So whoever selects this gets a victory point. You would just take it right out of that bowl and boom, the game's that much closer to ending. Then you may sell one of your goods for the money. Down here tells you what they're worth. So a blue, a brown, a green, or a yellow, depending on what the color is, that's how much money you would get for it. And then you can use your consume good, your powers to consume goods. Now, the thing is that whenever you select this, everybody can have the power to sell. That's no big deal. But consume is a power that you have to try to upgrade your empire into. However, this empire right here already has that ability, if you notice. See that little arrow? That's what you're looking for. See how it's right there? And then it's right there as well. That's where it makes it kind of easy when you get used to this game, that you're just going to look for these little symbols, and that's how you know what you're able to do. And then down here it just explains it to you. Consume 1 good for 1 VP. But without that little arrow, you can't do it. For instance, this guy here, he can't do it at all. He has no ability to consume. So if this action was selected, he would not be able to do anything with his goods if he had some on his planets. He could sell, but he couldn't consume. This one's real simple. You just want to take first priority, plus you get a victory point. Pretty simple, right? All right, so yellow is going to slide their little marker right here in the very center, and then after they're done with their action, they slide it all the way to the end. I guarantee you as the game progresses, I'm going to forget to do that. I'm just going to keep sliding them straight over because otherwise it's too much for me to try to track. Sorry about that. All right, so I think yellow is just going to slide this one down, and it's going to take 2 money. So let's grab 2 money out of here, and let's put it on their player board. Boop, boop. All right. So now it goes to Blue's turn. Blue now is going to slide his down. And Blue says, you know what? We're going to get this kick started and we're going to develop. So we're going to look up here now to all these over here. Don't even pay attention to these yet because their costs are 9, and that's going to be a while. That's going to be mid to late game before we can even afford those. So what we're going to do is just look only over here on this stack, okay? Now, if you notice, there's only 1 per stack. Now, if we were playing with more players, there would be more. So like in a 3-player game, we would have at least 2. And I do believe this plays 5, but the point is that there is only 3 that can go in each stack. But in a 1-player game or a 2-player game, these things, you got to be smart about what you get because you got 1 shot at this. All right, so Blue has 4 total money, but because of bonus, because he selected this, he gets a -1 discount to whatever he purchases. So he could purchase one of these lower ranked ones, these 5 cost ones, if he wanted to. And if we notice, he's already got the ability to settle pretty freely. So settle at a -1 cost or a +1 military. Now that'll make sense when we go into the settle actions, but just so you know, the reason I pointed that out is because there are some that we can kind of like stack with that. Notice this one says settle at a -2 cost. So that actually would stack with this, and then it would be a -3 cost to be able to settle. So you could look into something like that to make it easier for you to be able to try to settle the planets. But at the same time, if you've already got an ability like that, maybe you try to need to look for something a little bit different because, like I said, he doesn't have the ability to consume, and that can come back to haunt you. One of my favorite tiles to kind of grab early in this game is this one right here, and this is investment credits. It's an easily overlooked one, but it's a very beneficial one because there are other planets and stuff that could possibly stack with this one, and it could give you a great benefit to be able to get a lot of technologies into your empire. This costs 3, but in his case it's only going to cost 2. But develop, that's exactly what we're doing right now, will always be at a -1 cost for the rest of the game. So, in instance, if he did select this one, and now that he's going to have this one on his empire, he's going to be able to develop tiles at a -2 cost. So what we're going to do is we're only going to pay our 2 money, and we're going to put this on our player board on any one of the blue areas. It does not matter. These can be moved around freely as the game continues. It's not a big deal, but just know that once your player board gets all the blues filled up and then you have to cover up a red, remember that's an in-game trigger. So that was blue's action. Now we're going to go over to yellow. Now yellow does have 5 total money, and yellow will probably need the ability to try to settle or conquer planets a little bit easier because really has no buff or ability like what the blue player does to be able to make that a little simpler on them. Excuse me. So why don't we look for something that can give him that ability? So let's see up here. So this does say consume goods for 1 BP and $1. Well, not necessarily powerful right now. Settle, you may pay for non-alien military worlds at a -1 money cost. Nah, not really. I mean, I like that, but no. +1 money when you trade a good. Okay, so what that means is that whenever you go down here and you use this ability, instead of this being only for 1 money, it would always be for 2 money, all the way up to being able to be 5 money. So that's actually a really good tile. After you explore, draw 1 world from the bag. So this can allow you to get tons of worlds explored into your empire, and that'll make sense here really soon. Produce on a windfall colony with no good. Well, not necessary right now. Because we don't have any windfall. A -3 cost or a +3 military when you settle an alien technology world. That's pretty good because, let's be honest, it only works towards alien technology, but I like that ability, and I'm going to grab that. And that's only going to cost 2 money. So let's put 2 money into there. And now each player has selected their develop action, okay? So if you notice, in this case, unlike the first one where it was just a bonus and that only affected the yellow player, in this case here, blue selected this, but all players get to follow. This is an ability for everybody. This one here is not, unfortunately, just this one. And then this one here would only be for the player who selected it as well. All the other ones, everybody else gets to follow. And you know the easiest way to figure out what the difference between all that is? Notice that there's no symbol up here. This one has a diamond, this one has like an eyeball, a circle, a square, a money sign, and a pointy arrow. This one has nothing. Again, notice that there's no like symbol or anything. That tells you right there you didn't got to look at your player board to see if there's anything that you could follow with. Real simple. All right, so we're going to go back to the yellow player. Yellow player says, well, can't really settle. That's not going to happen. Let's just explore. So here's what we do. Follow exactly what it says on the tile. It says draw 7 worlds from the bag, and then you're going to pick a world. Then it's going to go over to the other player. They're going to pick a world. And then the player who selected this action gets to pick an additional world. So we're going to pull 7 out of this bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Put those back. Now let's flip these over, and we're going to take a little look-see. If you notice, they are on the gray side. There is a colored side, and then there is a gray side. So this is the gray side, this is the color side. So right now we're just exploring. So they would always stay on the gray side. Once they have been settled or conquered, you're going to be able to flip them over to this side, and that's when they're active. And we'll show you how that works on your empire board too, because there are some things you have to do on there. Okay. All right. So what we do, for instance, so this is the yellow player. The yellow player really wants to try to get yellow alien planets, and the reason is because he gets a -3 cost or a +3 military when he settles those. So the first thing we're going to look for is this little alien keyword on any of these planets. Do we see that? We see Imperium, we see Rebel, nothing, nothing. Oh, bing, 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 there we go. So this is right here, the first one that he would want to look for. There's no others that have this alien keyword on it. We know that that's going to be able to trigger this ability here for him, so it only makes sense that he would try to get this one right here. And if we notice down here, it is a windfall planet. It's got the halo around it. This is the victory points it would be worth once it is settled. The economy of what it's stating, if you just want to look at the symbols, and then down here the description, this would give you a +2 military to settle. Awesome. So we're going to put that on the right side of our player board, okay? But then once they're settled, they will flip over and go to the left side of our player board. Now that he has chosen one, we are going to go over to the blue player, and the blue player gets to select one now as well. So the blue player is saying, okay, so I've got a -1 development, I've got a -1 cost, and a plus military, so let's see what I could possibly stack with the abilities that I've already got on my player board. Right here, it's going to tell you what it takes required to conquer. So let's look at this one again. This one is going to take 5. Now, how do I know if this is 5 money or 5 military? If it is red, it is always military. If it lacks any red and it's just a solid black, that tells you it's going to take money. So in this one here, it's going to require military for you to be able to settle this planet. And you're going to have a total of 5 military to be able to do that. Some of these will give you a discount to that. So in this case, it would only take 2 military to be able to take over this alien outpost. So this character here would want to try to get this replicant robots, which is a, drop ships, and there we go. Space Marines, that's a +2 military, plus drop ships is a +3 military. And once you get that technology, then you would have everything you needed comboed with this to be able to settle that planet. All right, so let's look over. So this one says, let's see, settle +1 military. What's this one say? After you settle a world, not this one, gain $1. Oh, early game, that's pretty phenomenal. Produce, gain $1 for each Imperium colony in your empire. Okay, so Imperium, that's just like alien. Like we're looking for that little keyword right there. Once again, we're just looking for that keyword. And there is one, I mean, there's several of these that are in the bag, so this could be a good early one. And plus, it's a really easy one to conquer as well. But, it's not giving him any goods again, and that could be a problem. So, all right, so what's this say? Gain $2 when you produce on this colony. Oh, well, that could be really good. I mean, notice over here, though, it is going to take colonists to be able to settle these planets. Ain't something I talked about, but this one takes 2 colonists to be able to settle. This one takes 1. 2 is the most that it ever takes, but it is not impossible. After you develop a tile, gain $1. Oh, this is good. I think I want this one. Consume 1 good for 1 VP and $1. Oh God, see, this one's good though too. And the reason this is good, because if you could get this ability right here too, then it starts stacking, and then you start getting, oh my God, which one should I go for, man? This is kind of tough. I kind of like this because he's already got the ability to develop tiles and everything, and then he's going to gain money back for that. But I do like this one as well. Oh, that's tough, man. All right, so we're just going to make a decision here, and we're going to go with this one right here because it's going to be a little bit easier for him. So we're going to put that on the left. All right, so this guy over here says, I get 1 more before they all go back into the bag. We are going to go, man, so many of these are so good, I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to go with this one right here that says that after you settle a world, not this one, you gain $1. So that's just a way of trying to stack your money. Plus, it only takes 1 colonist. The other ones, it takes 2 colonists, and it's going to be hard to be able to do that. All right, so last but not least is blue. So he's going to take his action, and he's going to select settle. And if you notice up here, there is a bonus for whomever selects this tile that they get a colonist right off the bat. So we're going to put a colonist onto his player board and put it right there. Now down here you have 2 options. You can either gain 2 colonists, or you can settle one of your planets. Well, the problem with this is that he needs 2 colonists to be able to settle this. He only has 1 because this one's already been locked into this spot right here. And on top of that, he doesn't have enough military or money to even be able to do that. Well, actually, technically, he does have enough money because he's got 2, and then he's got the negative cost. So if he would have had a second colonist, he could have settled this. This player here has no colonists, so guaranteed cannot settle. So both of them are going to have to go with 2 colonists apiece. So we're going to put 2 colonists on each of their player boards. All right, so that would end the round. So what we do is push these back. We're going to slide these up. And now we have to remember that this one at the end of the round, if nobody selected it, which nobody did, $1 goes on that tile. So whoever does select it is going to get that money, money, money. Okay, so round 2, ding, ding. So we're going to start with the yellow player. The yellow player is going to make a selection. They have 3 money. You know what? They really want to try to get those Space Marines to be able to settle these. And I think that's a good idea. So right off the bat, yellow is going to do this ability right here to be able to develop a tile, and it gets first selection. So they're going to spend 1 money because they get that 1 money discount for being the person who chose this action, and they're going to take Space Marines. Dun, 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 dun. Woohoo! You guys know what that was from, right? That show with the alien guys. I don't remember the name of it all of a sudden now. Anyways, now he gets a -1 discount as well. He has 2 total money, and he may not want to spend any of this money. And the reason is because right now he's got it to where he could purchase this planet because he's got the colonists, he's got the money. But at the same time, he could also select this ability on his next turn, just to make sure he's got 2 money. So let's think. You know what? In fact, he is. So he'll end up spending 1 money because he does get the 1 discount. And he's going to grab this one right here. And the reason he wants to do this one is because this right here says that it lets you know that it is a windfall planet. And this can be difficult to try to produce any goods on if you're not the person who selects the produce action. This here would allow you to, no matter what, be able to produce on a windfall planet, even if you didn't select that action. So he is going to take that one and put it into his empire. All right, so that would be his, the yellow player's action. Let's go to blue player's action, and we are going to retreat into isolation and just take the 2 money. So grab 2 money out of here. Starship Troopers, that was the name of the movie. Wow, cannot believe I couldn't remember that one. Every time I grab Space Marines and dropships make me think of aliens. In the pipe, 5 by 5. And Space Marines always make me think of Starship Troopers. Okay, enough of that. So he took the 2 money. Yellow player does not get any bonus for that. It is only blue player who gets that money. So now we go back to the yellow player. He's going to select his action. Let's see, what do we want to do? Well, we want to try to get some of these settled over here. And we do have the capacity to do that now. So I am thinking, why not? So let's do this. A settle action, that is going to give the yellow player a bonus colonist. And now they get to take settle one of their 2 planets. I am thinking we are going to do the alien outpost right here because we do have enough military, because we do have a -3 cost or a +3 military when you settle an alien technology world. And then we have the bonus 2 military. So that's a 5 total military. That does meet the requirement right here. And we're going to take this, flip it over to here. We have to take one of our colonists, place it onto there. It does have a yellow halo around the planet. So it's a windfall planet. So we're going to put a good on it as well. There we go. Just like that, folks. We have our first planet settled. We'll slide this one back down right to here. Probably should have done this one first. Now that I think about it. Nah, we good. Couldn't do it anyways. All right. And now we will go over to blue player. And then we'll see if he can do his as well. Well, he does have a -1 cost or a +1 military. This one costs money, it costs 3, so it would only cost him 2 money to be able to settle his planet. So now we're going to take this one, flip it over to here. But now we have to put 2 colonists on this. And it is a windfall planet as well, so we're going to put a green good on this one. And this one is after you develop a tile, you gain $1. All right, so pretty cool. All right, so both of them have their actions done. So remember, they would have either gained 2 colonists or settled a planet. They both chose to settle a planet. But the reason he got a colonist was because he's the one who chose this action, and therefore that. So blue. All right, so blue, what would you like to do? Blue needs some more planets to try to look at. Blue could also just choose to trade and consume. Because he could then trade in his 1 good, his green good, for 4 or 3 money. and that's not a terrible idea. But exploring to just try to see what's in the bag is probably a good idea as well. So let's choose explore. All right, so let's pull 7 more out of here again. Doing this with one hand is kind of hard. Oh, one-armed man killed my wife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's put those back in the bag. All right, let's take a look at these. All right, so +2 money when you trade a novelty good. A novelty good would be a blue one. It's always basically whenever it says stuff like that, it always just refers to the same color as the tile that it's on. So that's an easy reference. So novelty good, blue, because it's a blue planet. Otherwise, it wouldn't say that. So +2 when you produce on this colony. Didn't we already see that one? Did I pull the same ones out? Consume 1 good for, maybe I feel like I've seen that one already. I'll shake the bag here in a minute. Produce, gain $1 for each rebel military colony in your empire. So, all right, so how do we know this? For number 1, it's a rebel because it's got the keyword, and it's a military because it has this little symbol right here. So, rebel military, and you get 2 victory, or I'm sorry. Oh, this is an in-game victory point thing too. So basically you're going to get 2 bonus victory points for every rebel planet that you have in your empire at the end of the game. But look, it costs 8. That's really difficult to do anything with right now. But look, we have another rebel. That would be sweet, wouldn't it? So so we know it's military because of the red right here. And then some planets, if you notice, they will give you an in-game victory bonus. And the way we know that is because it's got the 2 right here. That's the victory point symbol. And then it's got the slash, and it's telling you the requirement, which would be rebel planets. And the reason we know it's planets is because of the circle. And then we know that it's military because it's a red circle. I know that that's a lot to digest, guys, and I'm sorry. All right, so uplift. This would only cost 2 military. That's not too bad. Let's see. I'm not really thrilled about any of these, but we do have another uplift. This could stack. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a bit. So why don't we select this one right here? So we're going to put this one just like that. And now we're going to go over to the blue player. The blue player wants this one right here. +2 money when you trade a novelty good. We're going to put that right there. And now we're going to go back over to the blue player, and he's going to select this other uplift planet. Now we're going to put these back in the bag, and you know what I should just like leave them out of the bag, that way we can try to get other ones. I swear I'm shuffling these so good. There we go. Okay, so that would end this round. So let's slide these back. We're going to slide these up. Nobody chose this planet right here, so it does, or this action here, so it does get a victory point. Okay, so we go back to the yellow player. The yellow player is going to select an action, only has 2 money. Does have a good here that they could possibly sell. Let's see, we do have all kinds of things we could possibly do. I do like still trying to upgrade your development as early and as often as you possibly can, especially early game. And I think that's probably where we're gonna go with this, and I don't see any reason why not. So we're just gonna go, you know what? Yeah, let's just go develop, and we're going to get the -1 discount, so we have basically 3 total money that we could possibly spend on these. Let's see. So we have the ability to trade, we have the ability to consume, so we need to try to get this one out. Do we have anything that can decrease the cost of these planets? This one here is a -2 settlement cost, but it costs 4, and we don't have that much, so we can't do that. Settle may pay for non-alien military worlds at a -1 money cost. No, that's not really beneficial right now. This is a consume ability. After you explore, draw 1 more from the bag, +1 when you trade a good. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Now I think about it. I don't want to spend all our money though, because we need some. So let's look at the ones that are going to be basically free, because we need 2 money for that one, and then we need 3 for that. We've only got 2 money. Why don't we look at any of the ones that are here at the top, because we basically are going to get that one for free. So why don't we take, we're going to take this one. So you get +1 when you trade a good. And then the reason we're going to do that is because I think we probably will end up trading this round, and then plus it's going to stack with this one too. So we'll end up being able to get a lot of goodies. All right, so now we'll go over to the blue player who does have the -1 discount, and then whenever you develop a tile, you gain $1. So basically he could look at one of the ones at the top here and is basically just gonna get the tile and $1. So we are gonna take this one right here because he does not have the ability to consume at the moment, but this is gonna allow him to now. So we're gonna place that on his player board, and plus now that's gonna trigger this planet's ability. Now he's gonna gain $1, so pretty sweet, right? That's why we try to stack your developments and everything and try to get your planets to align with those as close as you possibly can, because it can really benefit you. Okay, so that was the yellow player, so let's go to the blue player and he's going to select an action. What do you want to do, pal? Well, we need possibly a little bit more military, believe it or not. Because we only have a -1 on our military. These both cost military, so unfortunately neither one of those planets can be settled by us, which kind of stinks. So next time we get a world or the capacity to pull worlds, we need to get some that's going to give us more military, I think, so that we could try to get these settled here, and then it'll probably cost money for that. So thinking a long game that it will probably cost money to be able to settle the world. That's probably going to give you military. I'm assuming here, I'm not 100% sure. It could actually cost military, but we're just going to retreat into isolation and get some more money for him. So that's going to be, actually, you know what? Yeah, we're just going to get $2. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go back over to the yellow player's turn. The yellow player, I think, is probably going to want, don't think explore. I think we could probably settle with the yellow player. So yellow player is going to settle, so they're going to take another colonist, put it on their player board, and now they would go first. So let's see. After you settle, I want this. Oh, Jesus. I shouldn't have. Darn it. I really wanted to get this one out first because I'm losing the effect of that ability right there. The more planets I keep settling, and I keep taking away my money. That was probably dumb. I probably should have selected something else. You know what? We're going to take that back because we really want to get that other one out first. We're going to produce. Even though we can't do any production, we're just going to take these because we want the money. And then that's going to open this up, and you're going to want to hope that the blue player then selects to settle, but blue's probably not going to, but I still want that money anyways. So this one would then put goods on planets, so you'd be able to first do it on any planet that you own that can produce a good, and this is one that can produce a good, and so let's put a good on there. Boop. And then for any windfall planet, you'd be able to put on as well, but we've already got our goods on our windfall planets, and then he would be able to do a windfall as well because he had this one right here, this development. All right, so now we're going to go to the blues action. Blue is thinking he wants to explore, so let's dig into the bag again. Now, I swear to God, I mixed it this time. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, let's see how we did this time. All right, so this is another Imperium. Produce, gain $1 for each Imperium colony in your empire. Oh, this could stack and be worth a ton. That's a maybe. We're gonna put that one over here in the maybe pile. Ooh, the yellow player would like this one. I mean, you'd be able to settle that one basically for free. Let's see what we got here. After you explore, pick and draw one world from the bag. So look, it's kind of stacks with this one. After you explore, draw and pick one world from the bag. So these two, this world and that would stack, and you'd be able to draw 2 extra ones. Okay, let's see what we got here. Consume 2 goods for 3 victory points. I do like that, but we're gonna put that over there for the moment. What do we got here? Consume 1 good for $2. Once again, I do like that, but we're gonna place that over there. And this is kind of the one I really want, but it does look like it does require military to gain military. So unfortunately with this one, we're not ever going to be able to do that one anytime soon. We're going to have to try to find military in a different way so that we could try to get our blue player powered up a little bit, or yeah, our blue players, but we want this one at the moment. So we're going to flip this one over. The yellow player wants this one right here. They're going to flip that one over, and then we're going to go back to our blue player. And that's not good. think I'm going to keep this one, so we're going to put it there anyways. No, we want that one. This only makes sense because this is another Imperium, and it'll stack with that if I can make it happen. So let's put this one up here. There we go. All right, so I ain't got to conquer everything with military. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let's slide these all up. Let's slide these back, and now we are going to begin another round. So yellow player, what would you like to do? Yellow player probably has the ability now to be able to settle these planets. And he does have the ability to settle this one right here. But if he does choose development first, that would give him the capacity to be able to select one of these up here for free, and that would guarantee that you at least get one of those. Otherwise you're going to be, well, you would still be able to. Let's just do it. So settle. So immediately you're going to take a colonist from the board over here, going to put it on your player board, and now they will settle first. I want to settle this one. And that's going to take one colonist. You got to put it right there. And then it costs 3 money, and we have no discounts on that because that's not an alien planet. So that is going to cost 3 money. Okay. And now it does say after you settle a world, but not this one, you gain $1. So that could be cool. So we're 2 victory points. Everything's done for him. So let's slide these 2 down. Okay. All right. Now let's go over to the blue player. Blue player, let's see, he does not have the military, but he does have it for this one. This could be a good one. Let's do it. And that one basically would be free because he does have a -1 or a +1 military right off the bat. So we're going to put our colonist onto there. And now whenever the produce action is selected, you gain $1 for each Imperium colony in your empire. So every time this is selected, he's just going to get $1. That's pretty cool, but that's why we need to get this one out too, because it's another Imperium, so you can really start stacking that. All right, so let's see. Boop. Blue player, blue player, blue player. What you want to do? What you want to do when for you? So he is going to select develop, and he really kind of wants to get these drop ships right here. So these are a +3 military, so combined with what he has, that's going to give him a lot of military. So that would cost 4, but in this case it's only going to cost 3 because he does have this tile right here that's a -1 cost. And then of course if we look down here, he gets $1 for every time he develops, so technically it's only going to cost 2. That's pretty sweet, ain't it? All right, so now we'll go over to the yellow player. Yellow player only has 1 money. You're either one of these worth just investing into. So we have settle, may pay for non-alien military worlds at a -1 cost. So basically that's saying it has to be non-military alien worlds. So that's a mouthful, ain't it? So this is a non-military, I'm sorry, this is not, let's try again. Wait a minute. A non-alien military world. This is exactly what it's talking about. This is a military world. It does not have the alien keyword on it. So therefore this one would be easier for him to settle. Why not? Let's just grab it. Just because it might make it easier just to be able to settle more planets. Why not? Okay. So that would be the end of the development phase. So let's go to the yellow selection. Yellow will choose to need some money, don't we? Yep. So we're going to retreat into isolation and grab a couple of bucks. I think that was a good idea. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go over to the blue player. Blue player, what you gonna do? Blue player does not really need to necessarily explore. He does not really need to produce, even though producing will give him a money. He could consume, and if he does consume, he would be able to get a victory point and then also be able to get some extra cash. Let's do that. So he is going to trade and consume. So first off, he gets a bonus victory point. So that's going to come from here. Blood has been drawn. First victory point of the game. And now what he can first do is he may sell one of his goods, and then if he does have the capacity, he could consume one. Now he's only got one good, so he's gonna have to select one or the other. Right now I think we're just gonna go for the money, so that's gonna be for 3. But now what we do is we look and we see, do we have anything else that's for the trade ability? The trade ability will be the money symbol. Do we have any money symbols? Nope. So no money symbols. That means that this is straightforward. We're just going to put this one back in its bowl, and we're going to get $3 out of here. All right, and then that would be all his goods. And then if you look on here, you may only sell one good, but then depending on how many consume abilities you have, you can use up all those. All right, so yellow player has a little bit more that they could possibly do. First off, they can try to trade. Do we have anything on here to be able to trade? Do we look for that little money symbol? Whoop, there it is right there. Whoop, there it is. No other place. But this one right here, so a plus $1 when you trade a good. Do we have it on any of our planets? No, we do not. All right, so we know that we get plus 1 money whenever we trade a good for the yellow player. So the yellow player could, if they want to, turn this one in right here and be able to get 2 money, or they could turn this one in right here and get 5 money, and that's where we're going. So 5 money. And then we will be able to use the consume powers. Now the home planet right here says consume 1 good for 1 VPs. We're going to do that. Let's just throw that over there, and we're going to gain a VP for that. Blood has been drawn. If you make God bleed, the sharks will swim in the water. Okay, so that would be all of the 4 actions. Let's slide these back up. The production will get $1 because nobody produced. And we will go back to the yellow player. So the yellow player, what are you going to do? Let's see. You've got lots of money. You've got 5, 6, 7 money. Could easily afford this one. That's really good. Let's see. I think yellow is going to produce. So that's going to immediately take this $1, put it on their player board, and now you're going to put goods on all your planets, okay? Your non-windfall ones first. So in that case, we're going to get a brown one on here, and we're going to get a blue one on here. So brown and blue. And now the bonus is that you get to put a good on a windfall planet, but only if you're the person who selected this. So in that case, this is a windfall planet. It's a yellow, and we're going to put a good on that one as well. Okay, so now we just got our goods all over our planets again. So now we're going to go back over to blue, and blue, first off, he only has, well, really just this planet, and he's lucky that he picked up this tile right here because he is at least able to put a good on that one. So that would be a green, and we'll put it onto there. Okay, so we're going to do the blue's action now. Now blue is going to do the develop, and that's going to give him a -2 cost to whatever he's going to decide to develop. And I know exactly what he wants to develop. He wants replicant robots. Replicant robots will give him a -2 cost to whenever he decides to settle, and that would cost him only 2. But because he gets $1 back every time he does a development, it's actually only going to cost him 1. Ain't that sweet? Now you got to have the 2 money to be able to do it, but then you're getting $1 right back, so pretty darn sweet. And then the yellow player, let's see, what would the yellow player possibly want to do? I think this is a great, well, let's see, $2 when you trade, $2 plus $2 when you trade a good, may consume, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. I think yellow player is going to start running away with this. That's going to cost 5. This is going to work very well. Okay, and we'll show you when we get to the point of why I think that that's a really good tile. All right, so yellow player is going to select again. Yellow player, what would you like to do? Yellow player is going to trade and consume. All right, so first off, you get a bonus victory point. And now we're going to do our trade action first. So the trade action, we're just going to look for the money sign on any of our tiles. We do have it right here, and we have it right here. So what that means is that we could trade, or in this case, it's kind of like selling a good, and then we're going to get +2 money when you trade a good. May consume $3 for $2 victory points, but this is also, so we're going to stacking with +$1 when you trade a good. So technically, we're going to get 3 bonus money, which then we can just turn around into 2 victory points. It's really good. So we're going to get rid of our yellow one again. So our yellow one, we can just turn it in, and that's going to give us 7 money. But I'm not going to take 7 money. I'm only going to just take 4 money, because I'm going to leave the other 3 in, because now we're going to go into our consume actions, and in this case it'll be, I've already done that. I've consumed 3 money for 2 victory points, so let's grab 2 more victory points out of this bowl, And then we are going to use this ability, consume 1 good for 1 victory point. So we're just going to get rid of this blue one, and we're going to get another victory point. Woof. Well done, well done. There's 24 total victory points in that bowl. We've already got 6 out onto the board. We are a quarter of the way done easily. All right, so now we'll go over to the blue player's player board, and he's only got 1 good that he could possibly do anything with. Now he does have the ability, if he wants to, he could consume it for 1 good. He could consume 1 good for 1 victory point or $1, or he could just flat out just get the money for it, and I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get 3 money for this thing. Yellow's doing really well. All right. So now we're going to go to blue's final action of this round, and blue wants to settle, so he's going to select that. That's going to give him a colonist that he desperately needed. He's thank God that the yellow player did not choose to settle, because if he would have, he would not have been able to do anything. Now we're going to look, which one do we want to do? We want to try to get this one out. So I think I forgot to grab his money when the production action was selected. So let's grab his dollar right now. Sorry about that. So anytime the production action is selected, you gain $1 for each Imperium colony in your empire. He has 1. Now he's going to have 2. So this is going to cost 2 money, but we do have a -2 settlement cost, so this is going to be free. And we're just going to put our colonist right over onto it to show that it has now been settled. And then this says it is another Imperium one, which is great. And it says after you explore, you get to draw an extra world from the bag. And my tablecloth needs ironing. So now we'll go back over to the yellow player. And let's see. I think he should be able to do +2. Yeah, let's see. +$2 when you trade a novelty good. Oh my God, this is so good. I want to do this one because it's going to be free, because it has the -3 cost or +3 military for an alien world. So we're going to place that one there, and that is a windfall planet because it has the yellow, so you immediately put a good on it. The only way it ever immediately gets good is if it's a windfall. Otherwise you have to do the production action to get a good on it. So, all right, so let's slide these back up, and then this game is starting to cook with gas. It's really heating up. So, all right, so production, we chose production last time if I recall, right? I swear we did. Yeah, I'm gonna say we did because I don't want to put $1 on there if I don't have to. Okay, otherwise there would be $1 on it if we didn't. Okay, so yes, we must have selected it. All right, so now we are gonna go with the yellow player. Yellow player, what you gonna do? Gonna produce goods on my planets. Produce. So first off, we are going to put a good onto here because that is a normal good. And then he gets to select a windfall because he is the person who chose this action. So he's going to put another yellow onto this one right here as well. Okay. Blue player then is going to be able to just produce onto here because it's not a windfall plan. It's just a normal. So everybody gets to do their normal ones. So we're going to put a blue one there. And this is a windfall. But even though he's got this one, he's going to be able to put a green good onto that planet as well. Okay. And because the production action was chosen, this planet's ability will kick in, and it's going to say he is going to get $2 for nothing just because he's so awesome. There we go. Okay, so now we will go to the blue player's turn. He is going to do the develop action. That's going to give him a -2 cost to be able to develop because it's going to stack with this one and that one right there. He has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 that we are going to turn in. And we want, where is it at? All right. I know which one I'm looking for. I know it should be out here. It should be an uplift, or I'm sorry, an Imperium one, I thought. I must be crazy. Okay, so this one here mainly works with novelty goods. So you gain $1 for each novelty good you produce. This is worth 9 victory points at the end of the game. I'm sorry, it's not worth 9 victory points at the end of the game. It's whatever its victory points are up in here. Sorry about that. It's cost. Let's see. So this one here, consume 2 rare element goods for 3 victory points. That's non-beneficial. Produce. Gain $1 for each gene colony in your empire. Gene colony are the green ones. He's only got 1 of those. Produce on an alien technology windfall colony with no good. Settle, this is just a +2 military, plus it's giving you bonus victory points. Galactic Imperium, so this is probably the one that I will want. Okay, so this here, develop a tile at -1 cost, not this tile. Terraforming, I don't have any terraforming. I'm going to go, after you explore, draw 1 world from the bag. We're going to go with this one right here. So that costs 7 technically, then plus he's going to get $1 back. So we're going to put that on a player board. Alright, so the reason I did is because it's a +4 military when you settle a rebel military world. Well, technically this is not good at all now to think about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's taken me so long, guys. I should have thought about this a little bit clearer before I decided to take this action. Let's go with the uplift one right here, because we do have 2 uplift planets, and I'm going to show you. So this one here is saying at the end of the game, so first off, after you explore, draw 1 world from the bag, okay? But then right here, I'm getting 2 victory points for every uplift planet in my uplift military planet that I have settled, and I've got 2 here on the horizon that I could do. And then I'm also going to gain 1 victory point for every other military world, and I do have 1 right here that I could possibly gain more victory points for. Sorry that took so long. Alright, so now we're going to go over to the yellow player. Yellow player has a total of 7 money. So let's see. So yellow will go with this one right here. And so what this says is that every time the explore action is chosen, you just gain a colonist. And that would have been something that would have been great for blue. Yellow's looking strong to be able to win this one. Alright, so let's see. That would be it. So let's, wait a minute, did I do everything? So develop, he got the extra $1. Okay, everything should be good. Okay, alright, so yellow now. Let's see, what does he want to do? He would like to get this next one out. Did I gain my money when I settled a world? I can't remember if I did that last round. Hopefully I remembered to do it. If not, we'll make sure we remember this time. Speaking of that, we will choose the settle action. So that's going to give him a colonist. And if you notice, blue has no colonists, so this is a good time to select this ability. So that's going to cost 2 money. So we're going to flip that up over to here. And do we have any settle? So the settle, we're just going to look for the circle. We do. We have a +2 military. After you settle, you gain a money. So we're going to just put this right here so we don't forget this time. Nothing. That's just adding to the settle ability. Settle, you may pay for non-alien -1 cost. This is not a non-alien military world. This is not a military. So, and it is non-alien, but it's not military. Okay, so that's going to cost 2, so we'll just put 1 back, and then that's the money we gained for settling the planet. Unfortunately, he needs colonists. He is in so much trouble. So let's see, what should we do? And when we produced, did I give him his 2 money this time? I think I did. This is where it's hard to try to track 2 boards with this, because he should get 2 money every time the produce action is selected. Hopefully I remember to give him his 2 money. If not, once again, I apologize. Alright, let's see here. So he is not looking real strong right now, and he's got to do something to make a comeback. He needs colonists so bad, it's killing him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the explore action, and we're going to draw 7 out of the bag. Let's try to get some we haven't seen yet. Hopefully these are good ones. All right. Whoops. We'll throw that one on the ground because it was a little too eager. There we go. All right. So he is going to be looking now for uplift, or either just other military worlds to try to keep stacking this. This is a military one right here. This is an alien. This yellow player would love that one. Oh, here's another uplift. So $1 when you produce on this colony. It does take 2 people. Oh, every time the explore action is chosen, you just gain a colonist. God, we could use that. Consume 1 good. Settle may remove 1 rare element for +2 military. Cannot trade this good. He really needs colonists so bad. So we're going to do destroyed world and put it right to here. Even though it's worth no victory points. Yellow wants this one right here. and then he gets to take another. So we're going to take this one right here, and after you explore, draw one world from the bag. All right, well, we'll place that one right there, and then let's gather these up. Hang on, let me grab the one I dropped on the ground. Hey, you. Silly planets. They're always just trying to get away. Let's put those back in the bag. Okay, and that was the explore action. Does he have... So whenever the explore action is chosen, he gains a colonist. Okay. No other eyeball symbols. Any other eyeball symbols? After you explore, pick and draw one world from the bag. Holy crap, he has that twice. So now I'm at the point where I have to decide I have to get rid of things. I'd just rather get rid of this. It isn't going to benefit me right now, so we're just going to dump that one. Alright, so that was all 4 actions. Let's slide these back. My brain's going to explode before this video's over. Too much stuff to track. Alright, so let's go yellow player. We did select that, okay. Otherwise it would be $1 on it. Alright, so woo! So yellow, what you gonna do? Oh, hey, by the way, when we chose that, and because blue player was not able to do this action, he still should have gained 2 colonists. You either gain the colonist or you settle a planet. Sorry about that. Okay, now what do you want to do? So he's got 4 total money. I know what he wants to do, so we're going to try to work towards that. We are going to trade and consume, so you get a victory point for trading and consuming, and now we're first going to go to the trade action, which is the money little symbol. So look, money symbol right here. $2 when you trade a novelty good. So this is a novelty good. $2 when you trade a good, and then $1 when you trade a good. So we know a novelty good now is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So still not as good as the alien one, because this one here is worth 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do this one. So we're going to trade this one. That's worth 7. I'm going to just take 4. There we go. So I'm just going to take 4 because now we're going to go into our consume action, which says may consume $3 for 2 victory points. So we're going to take 2 victory points. Yellow's going to kill freaking blue. I did so much better with yellow controlling. Alright, and now we can also consume 1 good for 1 victory point. I don't see why not. So let's consume 1 good. We'll get rid of this blue one, yeah. And we're going to get a victory point for that as well. Alright. And that's all his abilities, I believe. Okay. Now, let's go over to the blue player. Blue player. So, first off, let's look at his trade. He does not have any dollar symbols. Okay. So, he could still trade one, though. So, he's going to put this green one into there and get 3 money. Okay. And now he can consume 1 good for 1 victory point and $1. So, he will do that with this blue one. And he will get 1 victory point and $1. Hey, there's your second victory point, pal. You're only about 400 behind yellow. Alright, so that was yellow's action. Blue now is going to choose an action, and blue wants to do the settle action. So first off, he's going to get a colonist, and now he wants to start settling these uplift ones so that he can start getting the victory points for these. So that's real simple. He's got enough militaries because he's got +3 here. So he could just easily just conquer this one. Oops. Let's just take this one, put it over to here. I'm wondering if I should do that first or if I should do this one first, the Explorer, because you can gain a colonist for free. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Destroyed World first. So that would cost 2 money, but we do have a -2 cost, so all we have to do is just put a colonist on there. And then basically it's free for him. So, and plus he's got a -1 there as well. Alright, so let's go over to here. He wants to be able to do this one. This one is an alien world. So, wow, look at this. And this is a -3 or a +3 military to settle an alien technology world. Jesus. This combined with this one right here, I mean, that's a +6 right there. And that's free for him as well. So he just puts a guy right there on there. Oops, I forgot to put a guy on that one. Sorry about that. So now let's please look at all our tiles to make sure whenever the settle action is taken, if we get any bonuses. No, yes. So let's gain $1. I just got to slow down a little bit and make sure I do this in the steps proper. No, no, nothing, nothing. Okay. And then for him, for whenever he settles, does he have a circle? You're just looking for that little symbol, the little circle. Okay. Okay, no benefits for him either. Okay. All right, so let's go back to yellow. Yellow is getting close to ending this game. Only have to settle 2 more, so, but yellow would like to produce. So yellow is going to produce on the planets that are normal, which would be this brown one, and then we have 2 here. So let's put 2 blue, 1 here, and then 1 there for our windfall planet. And he will get a blue. Oh, this one should have immediately produced because it is a windfall planet. Whenever you settle it, you immediately get the good. Put a blue on here, and then we're going to grab a green and put it onto this one. Okay. All right, and then whenever the production action is selected, you gain $1, so that's $2 to blue. So let's grab a 5er. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's it, right? So let's check produce. That symbol, it's just right there, that one. That's it, right? Produce on a win. Okay. No more bonuses. Let me double check because this is getting kind of hard to track after a while. Okay, we are good. All right, so let's go back to blue's action. Blue, what you want to do? Oh my God, you're getting clobbered, bro. Probably need to be looking at some of these up here again to see if you could possibly start getting more big victory points. There's really nothing that's really benefiting him a whole lot, except, you know, we're probably going to do this. So let's do his development action is what I'm thinking. So that's going to give him a -2. So we're going to use 5, 6, 7, and plus he's going to get 1 back because whenever he does the development, he gets $1. Okay, and I am thinking terraforming. Do we have any other terraforming? Yes, we do. Let's go with this one. We're going to go with the Galactic Empire. So what this is saying, a -1 cost to be able to develop again, and then he's going to get 2 victory points for every tile that is terraforming, and then all other of the development tiles, he's going to get another victory point. So we're going to place that on his player board right there. Look at that, he's almost filled up on his technology. All right, and then that's all his benefits, I believe, that he gets. Now let's go over to yellow player. Let's see, he has nothing on development. Okay, all right, nothing, no bonuses for develop. All right, but he does have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to spend it all because he wants this one right here. That's going to give him a bonus 2 victory points for every alien tile that he has on his player board. That's pretty sweet. So let's slide this all around a little bit. All right, and then plus he can produce on an alien technology windfall colony with no good, which he's kind of already got that capacity, but double capacity now. Okay, so that is going to end this round. I don't think we got much more to this game, guys, because, and I'm sorry for the mistakes I made while I was playing. I know I forgot money and stuff like that. Little things, little things. It's hard to track 2 boards when you get this late in the game. All right, so yellow player. Well, I think the smartest thing for yellow player to do is to just start money. So first off, we know he's going to sell, and he's going to sell this yellow one. That's going to give him 7 money. We're only going to take 4 because we're going to do our consume action for 2 victory points. And now we are going to consume this good as well for a victory point and $1. And too bad we ain't got any more consume actions, because boy, we could really start pounding on this one, couldn't we? Plus you get a bonus victory point for choosing that. Okay. Now we will sell. We're going to sell the green one here, and that's going to give us 3 money. Okay. And we are also going to consume, I think, right? Do we have any consume actions? Right here. Consume 1 good for 1 victory point and 1 money. And that'll be it for him. Okay. All right. So blue wants to be able to try to get some of these other ones out. So let's do our settle action. So that's going to get him an explorer, and he wants to be able to settle these uplift planets. So he's going to put a person on there. It is military, but we got plenty of military to be able to settle that planet. When we got a 1 here, we have a 3 here, so we're okay. It only costs 2, so we put our person on there. That planet's settled. Any other bonuses for settling? We look for circles. I don't believe so with him. No. Okay, so we're good. And now we're going to go over to this guy here, and we're going to look. He has no planets to be able to settle, so he's not going to be able to take advantage of this. Let's see, though, if he has any settle abilities. Nope, he's done. So, okay, but he will get 2 people. Okay, yellow is going to go again. What would yellow like to do? Yellow would like to be able to do this action again and just keep pounding that. Let's see. Yellow is just going to send diplomatic envoys and just grab a victory point, and is now going to do that, and is going to get the first 2 actions in the next round. So now blue is going to go again. Blue, blue, blue. You have 5, 6, 7, 8. And is there anything non-temporary or specialized military? You kind of want this to go another round just so you could try to get this other one out there. So I don't think it's necessarily beneficial right now to be able to develop and finish this off. But we could just get a small tile, a 1 tile. That would be okay. So yeah, let's do develop, and that's going to give him a -2 cost, and then he could put a single one here, and then the next round is going to be it. I guarantee you can't go any further. So he's going to have a -1, a -2, and a -3 to be able to develop. So let's look for high victory points, and plus we want to try to stack with tiles. See if this one here, it's giving us terraforming, it's giving us victory points for the terraforming. So we want this right here just because. Why not? It's terraforming. It's exactly what we need. And that's free because he's got a -3 discount, plus then he gains $1 for every time he does develop. So let's put $1 on his player board. All right, so yellow, this is going to be the last round. Boop. And yellow is first. Yellow right off the bat would like to probably just trade and consume. So he gets a victory point for that. So we're just going to give him a 5er. And then we're going to put 4 back in. Oh my God, he is going nuts. Okay, and now he is first going to trade, and he is going to trade this yellow one, and we know what he's doing, right? So let's just grab our 4 money out of here, and then what he wants to do is turn that 3 money that he left in there for the 2 victory points, and then he is going to consume and this one here for another victory point and another money. Whew. Man, this really took off late game, didn't it? Okay, so now he can do the same thing. He only has 1 good, and let's see, what would he like? That would only be worth 2 money, but I think let's get the victory point and the money right here. So a victory point and a money. Okay, and now yellow goes again, and yellow this time is just gonna play its, oh, actually, are there any of these that would be very beneficial? Novelty, we can do that. Oh, yep. Wants to do the develop action, so they're going to spend 5, 6, 7, and 8, and it's going to grab this one right here. Okay, put it on the player board, and I'll explain why when we go to the counting up the victory points, because this here is you're going to get 1 victory point for every 3 that you have, which he has a ton, and then 1 victory point for every novelty planet that you have, and he's got 2. And now he gets a -2 discount to whatever he purchases, so we're going to go 5, 6, 7, and which one would you like? Rare elements, he's got only 1 of those, not very beneficial. Gene, that'd be the green ones. Other military, this is probably the one he wants. Rebel, he's not got any of those. I think we're going to just go with this one right here. All right, so and his player board is completely full. This is going to be really interesting when we calculate the endgame victory points. All right, so now it is Blue's turn. Blue is going to take top priority and just gain a victory point. And then he is also now going to settle, which we're going to take, well, take that. So this is basically the end of the game, so there may not be some of these that are real necessary. Like this one says, after you settle a world, gain $1 and draw 1 world from the bag. We don't really need to draw a world from the bag. We will take the $1 though. But we want to settle this one right here. Okay, and then we're going to put our colonist onto there. That would have been 2 military, but we know we've got the military to cover that now. He has no plans to settle, so he just would get 2 guys. And then that would be $1 to this guy over here. Okay, and that would be it. So that is game, guys. Now what we're doing is we're going to calculate up the victory points for each player. Give me just a second. What I'm going to do is go get a pen and paper, because it's going to, well, actually, you know what? We'll just use my little, we'll do it this way. And we'll wait for this to pop up. Boop, 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 boop. Let's pull up our calculator. All right, so here's what we do. First off, we are going to just count up how many victory points we have. So 1, 2, that's 5, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so 18 plus. Okay, now let's just count up our victory points on our planets. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and now for our development tiles, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Give me a second, and then we'll do our big ones. So our big ones here, it says here you get 2 victory points for every alien tile on your player board. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is worth 10 points. And then this one here says you're going to gain 1 victory point for every novelty planet on your player board. So we have 2. And then you're also going to gain 1 victory point for every 3 victory points you have. So we had 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. How convenient. So that'd be 6, 7, 8 more points. For a total of 56 points for this player over here. I don't believe I missed anything. Let me double check, make sure that there's nothing. Okay. All right, so 56 points for this player over here. So let's go over here and let's add up his points, okay? All right, so let's do credit, or the here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 victory points. These just go away. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I want to put a 20 in here real quick. And now let's do the big tiles. So 2 victory points for every uplift, and then 1 victory point for every other world that you've settled. So uplift is 2 victory points. So we've got 2 of those. So that's 4 points. And then for every other world, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 more points. This one here, 2 victory points for every terraforming development tile. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 points, and then 1 victory point for every other tile. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 points.
This one here is Gene, which are the green ones here. So you're going to get 2 victory points for each one of those. So that'd be 2, 4, 6. And then for every other military world, you're also going to gain a victory point. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 points for that one. And that comes up to 47 on that one. So that's it, right? 47 to 56. Hopefully I did not forget anything. Let's double check in here real quick just to make sure. Any player players point chips they generated during play, victory point values on their empire developments and colonies, victory point bonuses, and then if we were using goals. That's it. So yellow player did pull out the victory. This was just too much for the blue player to overcome, but still it was a very close game there at the end, wasn't it? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Once again, thanks for watching. I do apologize for some of the mistakes I made while I was playing this. It's kind of difficult to cover 2-player boards. It's sometimes hard enough to cover your own player board and forget things here and there, but trying to do 2 at the same time. As you see late game, this could be quite the burden and the task to keep track of. I hope you guys still got a great feel for this game and really, got a great understanding on how to play it and maybe see if it's a game for you. Now, I will give my opinion on this one, but for that, please check out my other video. It is a quick review where I'll go over my opinion of it, the cons, the pros of it, and I'll possibly just briefly cover the opinions of other people as well. Yeah, once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for your support. Please like and share this video so that we can try to get it out there so that more people can learn about board games. And the only way we can do that is if you guys do like and share so that it pops up into the top feed of YouTube, and then other people can get a chance to see just how awesome board games are for us. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.